of you had asked for a chance to speak with the chief. He's going to follow up with you individually as well. But we just wanted to give you a chance to hear a little bit from him and ask any questions you have, and of course he'll follow up with you individually.
All right, thank you. It seems like a good space for me to give my little intro about what I plan to do. You know, a big part of it I don't know. I still need to learn what it means to live in this city, but there's a big portion of it that I know is just about effective leadership and effective policing. Policing at its best is about justice and fairness, and I believe that justice always occurs in the moment. And it's important in my business that we design operations in a way that we can deliver that each time that we're out amongst the public. I think it is a conversation that I have to bring over and over again in various groups, most importantly with the police officers. I started, one of the things that I always do when I take over a team is I send out a long description of who I am. And in that description, I include several of the values that I carry with me in each workplace. And I say things like, it's important to treat people better than they expect to be treated, and that I'm hypersensitive when we treat one person as if they're more valuable than another person. And I say that we have to make sure that we're leading at every level of the organization. And I sprinkle these types of comments into all of my communications because I think where we often fail in leadership is we don't have a structured process in place to move the organization forward. I think very often the value of, you know, the straight line from some of the old TQM up to, you know, maybe more modern HPO is that a structured approach to leadership allows you to see what is it that you're trying to do and then slowly iterate in a way that you are moving the organization forward. I think when you're making it up as you go along and you're constantly backtracking and you don't realize you're backtracking, you're covering the same ground that you may have covered years and years ago, you find that you are spinning your wheels and you don't recognize it. I think what I want to bring to the organization is that if leadership doesn't create the conditions for winning, you're always losing. And I think winning has to be precisely defined in a way where everybody who shows up has a sense of, what do I need to do today? What really counts? Is somebody going to notice when I'm not delivering on my promises? And making sure that there's this engine in place that, you know, if you're doing good work, somebody's going to say, hey, yeah, that's the thing I'm looking for. But there's also an opportunity to lose. There's an opportunity to do that wrong thing, and one of the things I put in my email is, I'll give you the look. You know, I like people to write down in the organization because it's very much about a precise way of doing police work. So I tell the police officers, look, if I said something and I think it's important in my heart and you're not writing, I'm going to look at you like, you know, bro, let's get the pen going. And that starts a culture of learning. Because I think sometimes we lean too hard on the accountability piece. If people learn, then you can hold them accountable. If they learn, you can motivate them to do better. I think sometimes we make the mistake of believing we can motivate people to do things that they don't know how to do. So we've told police officers for years and years, you go out and treat people well. Well, they don't have the words. They don't have the words when they walk into that living room. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to say to speak into that trauma. They haven't developed the sensitivity to what it means to live in this particular community and what they expect from you when you walk in the door. And I think that it's up to effective leadership to come out and say, look, this is what we're going to do. And we're not going to do it if we feel like it's a nice add-on. No, this is just our business. And we're going to deliver this like a machine over and over again. And if we do it this way, it's going to work. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. And people are going to feel it. I think that, I'll close on this, that the beauty of policing at its best, it's like the inverse of these videos that you see, where you get the sickening feeling of that conduct. And you know it's wrong, but you have some professional that gets on TV and they're like, well, it's right because of this, this, and this. But you're left with this sense of, okay, well, it's real ugly. It might be legal, but it's real ugly. The truth is, it is wrong. And if it's legal, I don't care. We've got to adjust the standard so that we see when we have professionals and their job is to reduce the suffering in the world, that is what you see. I think both really good behaviors occur that fast, and you see it just like really bad behaviors. Sometimes I believe that we sort of create this long timeline where, like, I'm waiting for it to get good, right? And I say, no, now. Let's do it now. Let's get in this room and let's deliver justice and fairness in this moment with this person. Let's treat them with the utmost compassion. Let's save them from themselves. And let's do it in such an effective way that it becomes a story. It becomes this narrative that pervades the community. And we find that you do that over and over again, and you start to become this trusted source of comfort in the community. I was told, talking to the police officer before I came over there, like, the council's going to be all in your business. Totally honest. The council's going to be all in your business, right? And I said, well, here's the thing. When there's this intuitive sense that what you said wasn't the right thing, people are in your business. They're in your business. When you know what you're talking about, people back up, right? Because you've satisfied that need for a degree of certainty that we can all know is missing. Like you get the answer and you're like, okay, right? If you say so, but we can all feel, no, that wasn't it. And we can all feel, no, yeah, that was it. That was the thing. That was the thing that I'm looking for. I'm here to bring the thing. And I think that's what's going to happen, and I'm just so happy to be here.
If you want to clap.
Thank you.
Clapping already.
Chief, again, welcome to Hampton. My point of reference to good policing is the 21st century policing model.
Yes,
I'm sure you're very familiar with that.
I am.
As you have looked at that model, just a couple of takeaways. What are the couple of takeaways that you have in terms of how you manage, and what do you think about community and police?
Yes, beautiful question. I think the 21st century policing model has to be the minimum that we do, right? It's been presented as some sort of vision that's way out there. It's got to be the minimum. Policing has been this thing where we've made it all about crime and getting the bad guys and quality of life. And the 21st century policing report is like, it dances around this issue where we've got to replace the center of this model with justice and fairness. And justice is this thing that looks like, I'm going to treat you as if we are equal, we stand as equals in relationship to each other, right? That it plays out in every single interaction. I say that, in traditional meetings, you have this layout where somebody is standing in a place where you're sort of like, you're the focal point. Policing I want to fade into the background, because if I'm a star that people are talking about all the time, there's a problem, right? If you're talking about the president all the time, if you're talking about the governor, if you're talking about the council, that should fade into the background. And I think the 21st century policing report is like this thing where we're restructuring what police work is, and we're making it something that is about delivering value to everybody, including the police officers. It starts with building trust and legitimacy. In building trust, I think we've forgotten, are we making people safer or not? Right? That stop patting yourself on the back if you didn't save somebody's life. Don't pat yourself on the back if you didn't reduce the suffering in the world. And again, it's not this thing that we should have to wait forever for. I can look at the interaction that you, officer, had with this person, and I can see whether or not you've reduced the pain and suffering. On the other end, so it's bookended by building trust and legitimacy, and on the other end is officer safety and wellness. Healthy police officers are the only thing that can turn around a community. Cops, I frankly missed that for a period of time because I am in a rush, right? It's all about saving lives, so I don't have time to wait. That can't happen at the expense of the police officers. We've got to recognize that in this modern era where we're recognizing that dark-skinned people don't get treated as well as other people, we've also trapped the police officers in this environment where we've extracted all resources and we threw in the cops, right? So we send in police officer and we're like, go counsel this family, go deal with the drug addiction, homeless dude over there, go knock that out. We're saying deal with all these things, and we're not giving the resources, and we're not caring for the police officers. Policing sits on top of adversity that our society has created. It didn't generate it. It sits on top of it. So I think it's we've got to recognize leading the police has to be done in a way where everybody's fundamental concerns have to be addressed.
Clap again.
What happened?
Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you very much.